Hi, this is Phil Hinton, and this is the world's largest plasma screen. But it's not the only plasma screen that's piquing interest here at the Panasonic Convention 2010. Held in snow-covered Munich, this year's convention hosted over 300 European AV press and showcased the new technology Panasonic would be releasing this coming year. Of course, the biggest story on the show floor had to be that of the new range of plasma screens, starting at the G20 and moving to the high-end VT20 Full HD 3D TV. This year's models incorporate the black level filters and high contrast images by incorporating kuro technology into the new panels. Even though the VT20 boasts 3D in Full HD, the 2D pictures on show were also of the breathtaking standard that a quality plasma has to offer. Added to all this is the introduction of ISF C3 calibration technology that was requested by AV Forum's members, along with THX certification on all models from and above the G20 to add even finer picture quality to what looks like a very promising range of TVs. So we caught up first of all with Fabrice Estanel to discuss this year's plasma TV range.
So we've got the X20, so the HD ready range, which is replacing the X10. Same, basically just an evolution, a bit better contrast ratio, the same sizes, 37, 42 and 50 inch. So that's the main range for HD ready. After that we move on to Full HD, so S20. So S20, basically there's an improvement compared with last year's. Now we use Neo PDP, the same panel as G10 for this year's product. But we increased the contrast ratio and reduced the power consumption. And it's the first model in the range with Freeview HD. Okay, so it's now a Neo PDP 600, as I said. If we move up in the range, we've got the G20. So it's a key model, obviously, for us this year. So we use a brand new evolution of the Neo PDP panel with a brand new filter. So improve contrast ratio. So we're now quoting 5 million for one native. We had the THX certification onto the G20. And we have the ISF calibration, so onto the UK model. So I'm sure that it will be a good news for people in following AV Forum. So that's for the G10, and we add to G20, sorry, and we add all the networking features. So VRCast and but a lot of extra streaming capabilities. So that's for the G20. Three sizes: 42, 46, 50. After up, we have the V20. So two sizes: 42 and 50 inch, which has an even deeper black filter. And all the specifications of the G20, but with a slightly different design and with Wi-Fi included when it's optional on the G20. So Wi-Fi connectivity for all the network capability. And last but not least, the VT20, the 3D model. So basically we take the V20 as a basis. We change slightly the panel because we have a double scan for 3D, and it's a slight different design. Two sizes, 50 inch, which will launch in May, and a 65 inch later in the summer. So basically, it's a V20 plus a double scan and improve phosphor cells plus 3D.
So obviously the question I have to ask Fabrice, we asked it at CES, we got a knowing wink from the person that we were interviewing, but this is based on kuro technology that used to be on the Pioneer sets.
Let's say that this new panel is the result of the tight collaboration between Pioneer engineers, well, ex-Pioneer engineers, and our engineers. So there's a bit of kuro technology in this panel, yes.
So when we go from the G20 now, the G20 does have the kuro technology, but it's not quite using the same filter, is it?
Yeah, exactly. The principle is the same. That's the new panel generation. It's just that the driver are slightly different. So the V20 and the VT20 use a slightly higher power driver to have a deeper black than the G20. But already the G20 use this new filter.
And of course, we're talking about calibration being
Yep.
on these sets from the G20
Yes.
upwards,
Yes.
as well as THX mode. Now that's important for the colour, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So that's I think that's one of the key change for this year's, and actually we had a lot of feedback from you through the readers of AV forums that this was required for the UK market. So it was not, by the way, it was not our intention not to include the extra features that you could find in the Continental model. It just happened. It was not our willingness to do that. So but this year we've learned all those feedbacks, and that's why we decided to implement the THX and the ISF calibration from the G20 and above in the range. So it's good because you will be able to use all the potential of those panels.
And of course, from the G20 upwards, pretty aggressive pricing.
Well, as you know, the prices are free. We don't decide them, but we can expect those products to be you can find them in the retail at a reasonable price, yes.
Now, some questions will be asked about that because obviously Pioneer was £2,500, £3,000 for that technology. So how come you can put that similar technology into your TVs and put it out for much less money?
It's a good question. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't have the answer. But what is sure is that it's probably linked to the production capabilities and all the experience we have in plasma. So I'm not sure exactly how we've done it, but the result is that we can have this kind of technology on our panel for a reasonable price, I think.
And of course, another thing that we picked up on in our reviews was the de-interlacing and scale and performance wasn't quite perfect on last year's models. What have you done to improve that?
Well, yeah, that's the feedback we saw. So, well, we have something which we call a resolution enhancer. So, which basically it's an improved upscaling of the SD broadcast. So it's mainly for broadcasts of DVB S or DVB T or T2, but mainly T, to improve the sharpness on the SD signal. So this will be from the G20 and above.
So Steve, one of the feedback that we kept giving you for probably the last 2 years was about calibration and so on. So things have changed, so why have things changed then?
Well, yeah, we have listened to the forum members, and we've taken these comments on board. So we've introduced a full calibration package into our TV range this year from the G20 upwards. So I think that's really good news for all fans of Panasonic, and that's through both LCD and plasma. So we have THX certification as well as the ISF professional modes built into the TVs this year.
Of course, in our reviews, we're quite critical about things like calibration control, like colour gamut performance, like grayscale performance. And I've heard it said on the forums that a company the size of Panasonic doesn't listen to that kind of feedback. Now, is that fair?
No, I don't think so. I think we do listen. We try to take in as many comments from the market. Feedback is always very, very good. So not only do we take feedback directly from the forums, but also by talking to you guys. Yeah, we can't obviously take all of your requests on board, but we'll try to do what we can.